Myanmar Goodwill delegation arrived Tidi Mahabodhi Monastery, where they paid respect to Mahanayaka Sayadaw, Poligama Siriniwasa Thira of North Central Province and presented 8 requisite and offertories. The acting Prime Minister and wife studied Mahabodhi and offered golden lotus, alms bowl and robes. They later paid respect to the presiding Sayadaw of Ruwanwili Mahasiya Pagoda. Next, they offered golden lotus to Ruwanwili Mahasiya Pagoda and took commemorative group photos. Acting Prime Minister Lieutenant General Thein Sein met the Chief Minister of North Central Province at the meeting hall of Cultural Region and exchanged commemorative gifts. Afterwards, Lieutenant General Thein Sein and party went to Myanmar Monastery, where they laid foundation to build a repository where the Buddha image donated by Myanmar will be kept. The acting Prime Minister and wife next presented 8 requisites and offertories to presiding Sayadaw Uttudara, who in turn gave Dhamma gifts. The Myanmar Goodwill delegation left Anuradhapura Ancient Cultural Region for Bandara Nike International Airport in Colombo by helicopter. At the airport VMB lounge, Sri Lanka Minister for Foreign Affairs Mr. Rohitha Bogolagama presented the photo album of the Goodwill visit and gave to Acting Prime Minister Lieutenant General Thein Sein. Next, Lieutenant General Thein Sein and wife Dr. Khin Win cordially greeted Sri Lankan Foreign Minister Mr. Rohitha Bogolagama, Minister for Culture Mr. Mahinayapa Abiwadina and high-ranking officials, Myanmar Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Ute Ulwin, at the airport. Myanmar Goodwill delegation left Colombo for home by Airbagan and arrived back in Naypyidaw in the evening.
Acting Prime Minister and Secretary 1 of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thein Sein and wife Dr. Khin Win attended the ceremony to convey Buddha's 2 relics held in Kandy of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka on 28 August. It was also attended by the ministers, Myanmar Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Ute Ulwin, Director General at the Government Office, Kana Tanshin, and departmental heads, the chairman of UMSCCI and private entrepreneurs. Similarly, Minister for Foreign Affairs of Sri Lanka, Mr. Rohitha Bogolagama and wife, Minister for Culture, Mr. Mahinayapa Abiwadino and wife, high-ranking officials and local residents attended the ceremony and paid homage to the Buddha's 2 relic. First, Buddha's 2 relic was conveyed from the 2 relic repository to the double-tusked elephant along the designated path in Kandy in procession, accompanied by Sri Lankan traditional entertainment troops, performance troops, religious associations, royal double-tusked elephants, and the elephants. While in procession, Myanmar Goodwill delegation led by Acting Prime Minister Lieutenant General Thein Sein and wife Dr. Khin Win, accompanied by officials of Sri Lanka, paid homage to the Buddha's 2 relic from the designated pavilion. Likewise, congregation from Sri Lanka and foreign visitors also paid homage to the Buddha 2 relic. Myanmar Goodwill delegation led by Acting Prime Minister and Secretary 1 of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thein Sein and wife went to Buddhist monastery Kolambo in Nugigoda on 27th August. They paid respect to Amarapura Nikara Mahanayaka Sri Lanka Siado Akamha Pandita Dr. Badanda Nyanesara. First, the Acting Prime Minister and wife and members of Goodwill delegation paid homage to Buddha image in Buddhist monastery and offered flowers. Then the Acting Prime Minister and wife and members of Goodwill delegation took 5 precepts from Venerable Dr. Badana Nyanesara. Afterwards, the Acting Prime Minister and wife offered 8 requisite offertories to Venerable Dr. Badana Nyanesara. Later, Minister for Foreign Affairs U Nyan Win and wife offered robes and offertories to the Seattle. Then the Acting Prime Minister supplicated religious affairs and signed in the Distinguished Visitors Book. Next, Venerable Dr. Badana Nyanesara gave Buddha image and souvenirs as religious gifts to the Acting Prime Minister and wife, Minister U Nyan Win and wife, and the ministers. The merits were then shared. From there, Acting Prime Minister and wife and party went to Damodaya Pariwana Monastery at Walawati in the evening, where they offered flowers to the Bodh tree and Buddha image. Then they paid respect to Yamanya Mahanikara Mahanayaka Siaro, Viwadina Mahalingara. Then the Sanghas recited the Paritas. Next, Acting Prime Minister and wife offered 8 requisites and provisions to their Venerable Seado. Afterwards, they proceeded to Makudayama Myanmar Monastery at Borila, where the Acting Prime Minister supplicated religious affairs. Then the Acting Prime Minister and wife and party offered cash 8 requisites and provisions to the Sanghas. After hearing the Paritas, they shared merits. Acting Prime Minister and Secretary 1 of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thein Sein and wife, and members of Myanmar Goodwill delegation went to Myanmar Monastery in Kandy, where they offered 8 requisites and provisions to Siara U Asena. Then Siara U Asena gave Yambo tree as a religious gift to Acting Prime Minister and Secretary 1 of the State Peace and Development Council, Lieutenant General Thein Sein.